how Dave saw this guy's shirt so fast. It said, Gareth killed my father. Sir, I did not kill your father. I didn't kill your father.
It's on his shirt.
Just make it real.
That makes it completely real.
No, and I'm not a father killer. I didn't kill your father, sir. I don't know. Is your father passed away, sir?
He is now.
Do you understand how difficult it is for me to kill your living father? I haven't killed him. He's alive. Does that do anything to you?
Well, that shirt can predict the future.
Shut the fuck up.
How would you do that? It's just a guy who came to see a show.
You pointed out, he couldn't even keep his eye going.
Yeah, you're a guy that drives around the country in a van not killing dads. Right.
I don't have a dad fetish. I don't even, it makes, I never met your father. Anyway, good evening, Cleveland. It's lovely to be here. Good Cleveland. Good Cleveland to you, sir. Good Cleveland. Should I do my joke from the other night?
Did I forget my drink?
Shut up, Dave. Grab it up. You forgot your drink?
Yeah, I forgot my
You want
water.
this one? There's water and wine.
There's what?
I haven't sipped it.
Yeah, that's it.
No.
Z has cootie.
Yeah. I put my tongue all over the top of it, but I haven't had a sip yet. Really?
It tastes
I
like
performed canalingus on it, but I haven't.
It does. It tastes like your balls.
Yeah. Now, do you
Not that I know what they.
Oh, yeah, you're a guy who drives around in a van and doesn't suck my balls. Likely story, asshole.
Hashtag van life.
Yep. Can I do my joke from the other night?
Yeah.
You want to see my impression of the governor of the state of Ohio, Dave? Mike DeWine.
Oh, come on, don't pull on that.
It was a good man. He was gonna rush the stage. He liked it so much.
Shame on
He
you.
was on his feet.
There's a few people that clapped and a lot of people were just sad.
That's my market. That's what I do. Killing living fathers and punting it up and doing canalingus.
A lot of people don't know this about DeWine, but I used to fuck him at truck stops.
I don't think a lot of people did know that. That's big underreported for sure.
He fucked a lot of guys at truck stops.
For sure.
So, you know, I don't know if that matters.
It doesn't change my perspective on anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
We think
seems
you're
like-
some guy who drives around in a van not fucking governors at truck stops?
Yeah, it's just surprising because it was positions on stuff, but yeah.
You mean doggy?
Yeah. That's right.
You're
listening to the dollar! It's an American History podcast where each week I, Dave Anthony, read a story from American history to my nemesis.
Gareth Reynolds who has no idea what the topic is going to be about. I'm just happy to not be called your driver for an episode on the road. The nemesis, refreshing. Okay. Super strange.
I was thinking about my dad.
He was a great man. There's no doubt. I didn't kill him. He was a great man. He was
the
your
best.
father, a lover of alcohol. A man who raised a total lunatic. A bringer of women to his house for dinner while still married, Mr. Anthony.
That was a date.
Nothing wrong
You're
with that
allowed
guy.
to do that if it's a date.
Yeah, it's a carve out. Absolutely. That's how you keep the spice. That's how you keep your wife interested. Got to bring a date home for dinner every now and then.
That's right.
Show her you're still out there playing the field a little bit.
Yeah.
Why would I kill a hero like that? Exactly.
Because you're a bad person.
Not good enough.
April year of our Lord, Jesus Christ. The Magic Man.
He got it. 3-day nap, he's back.
William Alexander Morgan was born in Cleveland, Ohio. The family very quickly after moved to Toledo.
Literally, a man just shouted, "Fuck you, Toledo."
You guys need to fucking let it go. His father was a solid Republican. His mother, Loretta, always wore the latest hat style.
So you're telling me the father's political affiliation and the mother was up to date on hats?
There's more.
Okay.
She was known around town as Miss Cathedral because of her devotion to the local Catholic Church.
Miss Cathedral. I bet she had like a church on her hat.
Yeah. Morgan was a Boy Scout.
Jesus, that's... I got a merit badge in log toss. Look at that, huh? What a great... It's really more of a picture of a tree and a boy's in the foreground.
Yeah.
And that's our boy William?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God, it's even worse up there. Man, it looks like Sasquatch.
It's terrifying. He had a very high IQ. He was a notorious chatterbox.
Sure. Okay.
He got the nickname Gabber.
As a child?
Probably a little older than a child, maybe early teens.
Kind of fucked up to be like, boy, this kid doesn't shut up. He's excited. He's got a joie de vivre. Shut him up. It's like hanging out with a little cokehead. It's annoying.
Oh. I love little coquettes. I get that log up so easy.
Take your shirt off and pick up a log.
I've done enough coke to take my shirt off and hold logs above my head.
His sister would later say, quote, "He was so likable he could sell you anything."
Want a log? Want to buy some wood?
$50. Comes with a boy.
It does kind of look like a trophy for axe, like skills, kind of. Like that's what you would get. Like, best lumberjack. The Lumbies. Okay.
If I don't say what the quote's from, all the quotes will be from the New Yorker story by David Gran. Okay. Yeah, he would, so he got into fantasies, he got into adventure books. That was his big thing. He would skip school to read adventure books like King Arthur's stories.
Skip school. Now, is that a tie or is it missing a part of his shirt?
Why do you need to know?
Well, I'm just curious. Is that the style at the time, or was the family like, we can't buy a shirt?
It looks like a shirt that ties on top, like an idiot shirt. Yeah, like shirt. Not look right. Like an ascot as part of the shirt is what it looks like.
Right. Okay.
Good pickup.
Yeah, for sure.
Nothing gets by you, old Hawkeye. At 14, he got a job on the docks.
What?
That's what you did then.
Still? That seems like we're a little more...
40s, yeah.
Okay.
He still wanted to get out of town, though. He wanted to get away from, the little town.
Sure.
So in 1943, at 15, Morgan ran away.
Okay.
He came back days later and then stole his dad's car.
Nice. That's really great that he had 3 days on the lam and he was like, I need wheels. Morgan, you're home finally. He was like, later. Shirts ain't supposed to have ties fixed on them already. No!
He got arrested for that.
Wow.
Put in jail, but he escaped.
Man, you used to be able to make a jailbreak so much easier.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, how did he get out? Do you know?
How did he get out? I believe if I recall correctly, he overpowered a guard.
Wow, that's great. That's what I feel like about like security guards at the grocery store. I'm like, if push came to shove, I can win this one. There's like an 85-year-old woman. I'll just be like, lady, no. She'll be like, oh God. I'll be like, I didn't want to, but you shouldn't be in this role.
Plus, security guards at grocery stores, you just go like, fuck you, and they're like, I don't care. I'm making $12 an hour. Why would I stop you?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of that. When people are like, can you believe these people are stealing from Walgreens and that security guard didn't stop them? Like, yeah, for sure. What are you talking about? It's awesome. That is a great story. In this country right now, you could go into a Walgreens and take whatever you want. Like, we're not doing that enough.
No.
We're all just standing there like, wow, what a legend. We should all be like, there you go. Where are you going? I'm not going to pay for this scope. Fuck you. Okay. Wow.
So he made his way to Chicago after escaping. When he was in Chicago, he joined the circus.
As Tweedledee.
I mean,
He really joined the circus?
he really did join the circus.
As adolescent bishop?
We're looking for a bishop boy. Can you play that?
He was like, man, fuck the docks. That's not good. I'm going to join the traveling circus.
Yep. Well, the circus is a place where, it's full of criminals. You could just they're happy to have you. Like, you want to learn how to fuck people over? I do.
Okay, right. So what is he in the circus? What does he do in the circus?
We don't know what he did in the circus here, but 10 days later, his father found him taking care of the elephants and brought him home. He's just there washing elephants. No, Dad, this is what I've always wanted to do.
Come home, son. This is super weird. The hell's going on here? Look at you. The hell? Just quit washing its penis.
Oh my God, that's a penis?
Yes.
I thought that
the
was...
trunk's on the face.
Oh.
The trunk's on the face. Quit trying to feed it hay. It's not how this works.
That might be why he likes me so much.
Yes. Good God.
They say they never forget.
My Lord. I knew you like holding logs, but come on, boy.
You showed me how to do this. I learned it from you.
Look.
Take off your weird little beanie. Let's go home. Get tired.
Come on. Get in your car that's mine. Let's get out of here. Come on, boy.
So his father brings him home, but then he leaves again really quickly. He starts traveling around the country on buses, doing odd jobs.
He hated home. I mean, home must have been intolerable.
He didn't like home.
Was it the hats?
His mom's a little rough. She's a little hard.
Okay.
He did odd jobs like a punch press operator, a grocery clerk, a ranch hand, a coal loader.
Coal loader, nice. Used to host MTV News.
Sure. Who doesn't want to put on a Navy ensemble and smoke grits with a canine?
That's Ohio.
I'm gonna teach his dog to smoke instead of living at home.
Look how just indignant the dog is. Like, are you fucking kidding
It's
me?
like, look, buddy, I'm all for figuring out your own life, but stay home for a few more years. You're going through a lot of fashion phases fast.
I mean, the best thing is he's not in the Navy.
So he's just like, I'm a Stay Puft man. Why is it? Do you know why he dressed like he was?
And then this is from a video, and there were a couple. Then they showed another one. He's all dressed up, all fancy. So he must have been putting on outfits or something.
Sure.
Then half of the video is him smoking a cigarette next to the dogs.
You know, dogs don't hang around next to smokers like they used to. It's canines now are weak. I miss the days when you could blow cigarette smoke in a dog's face and its tail would wag. Remember that? 2 summers ago?
Oh, yeah. How can I forget?
Those are the days.
The dog's like, why are you hotboxing that? So he starts hanging out with criminals, getting in trouble with the law. Then World War II started, and he signed up at 18 years old.
Oh boy, I don't know, this new outfit. Scariest of them all.
Yep.
He took a train to California because he was going to be deployed to Japan.
Sure.
And on the train, he sat next to Darlene Edgerton. Quote, he was tall and handsome and so magnetic. I was coming home to marry someone else and we just hit it off, so we stopped off in Reno and got married.
Here's why that's refreshing. Relationships now feel so fickle. Like, it's just like you never, and I think we romanticize how it used to be. Like, you'd be like, you couldn't meet enough people, so therefore, you would be like, look, I'm kind of locked in. But she sat next to him on a train and was like, fuck it, let's go. Not only I'm leaving the guy I'm going to get married, but let's us get married on one of the stops.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's great. They'd known each other for just 24 hours.
That's a fucking hell of a train ride. That's part of the problem. These trains are too long.
Yeah. After staying 2 nights in a hotel in Reno, they headed for California.
Oh, so much banging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That hotel room was just covered in lube.
Yeah. Clean me like the elephants.
Once in California, Morgan flew to Japan.
Jesus, what a fucking bad situation for her, too.
Yeah.
What a great time getting to know and marry you. Goodbye for maybe ever.
Well, yeah, the marriage didn't last for some reason.
It didn't?
No.
Whoa. What do you think it was, buddy?
I don't know. Darlene had an old after 18 months. Now, Morgan is in Japan, and he hooks up with Setsuko Takeda. She's a Japanese-German nightclub hostess in Kyoto.
Okay.
She got pregnant,
Nice.
and right before she was about to give birth, Morgan went AWOL and bailed.
Nice move.
As you do.
Yeah. I don't think I want to be a father. Good luck with the crowning. Now that I'm seeing the top of its head, this feels wrong. Take care.
So he was arrested for going AWOL, and this is what he did. This is when he beat up a guard and escaped.
This is when he what?
This is the time he beat up a guard and escaped. So I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know how he did it before, but
Okay.
And then for beating up the guard and escaping, he gets 5 years in prison.
Well, that'll just find the weak guard and get the fuck out.
Yeah. That's it.
Later, yeah.
At 19 in federal prison, he became more religious, joined the choir, and got interested in social justice.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
A prison psychologist, described him as, quote, smart, angry, and self-destructive.
Nice. I like the way this guy led with the good stuff, though.
Yeah.
He's like, he's really smart. Also, back off. Watch out.
So he gets out in 1950, and then he was dishonorably discharged, which caused deep shame in his family.
Sure. But is he still talking to his family?
Yeah.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, there's video of him and when he signed up, his mom was there with him and all proud.
Oh, okay. Right. Look at the new hat. You're really a chip off the old hat block, boy.
I never thought you'd leave the fake Navy.
I can't believe you went AWOL when you left the fake Navy you invented. You got thrown out for smoking smokes with dogs, remember?
So his mom said at this point, quote, I sincerely want him to be a boy I can justify being proud of, not one to hang my head in shame for having given him birth.
Oh!
Well, now we see where the issues come from.
It's called conditional love. Man, fucking A. And she's like, well, hopefully he turns it around so that I can give him my love again, because otherwise he's out.
My mom's a little intense.
Quiet.
So
He is, he's had one wife and one lady.
Baby mama.
Baby mama.
Right.
So now he's obviously not with anybody again. So he moves to Florida.
Sure, you gotta go. I think he's prime Florida material from what I've heard so far. Perfect time to head to Florida.
And he joins a carnival.
His eyes have deadened. So what, he's just Nacho Libre now?
yeah. How tired does he look?
He's really tired. Once they got to Florida, they were like, we're gonna have to move that right eye a little more to the center. Coming across a little normal. We said we lose that shirt, you just are a cape guy. How you feel about that? Welcome to Florida, sir. Here's your passport.
All right, we're going to take this photo. Remember, you don't know what you're doing.
Right, okay.
Confused.
You're the new governor. Wow.
So he is.
So what is this? Sorry, why is he wearing a cape?
He is a knife thrower.
Okay.
And a fire swallower.
And where does he do it? I might have missed that.
Just around in a carnival. So
Okay,
around,
carnival. Okay.
Traveling carnival.
Right, okay. So he's back. Awesome.
He then fell in love with the snake charmer, Ellen.
I got a snake you can charm.
And they have a daughter in 1955, and then they get married, and then they had a son.
Okay. Oh boy.
Now-
Circus kids.
Now, Morgan wants to settle down at this point.
Who does? He does?
He does,
Okay.
yeah. And so he gets a job as a clown and a bouncer in a Miami nightclub. Clowncer, if you will.
No, it's not your turn to talk.
Oh, you have questions?
Yeah, a couple of questions.
Uh-huh.
So he wants to settle down.
That's correct.
So he wants to have in-town, well, I guess the carnival was in town.
Well, he doesn't have, because of his record, he doesn't have a lot of options because it's
Sure.
the 50s. They're not like, let's hire ex-cons.
No, and I know
like
there was
now where they love it.
I know there
But,
was a booming clown bouncer industry at that time.
So
He works at a bar where you need to be a clown to bounce.
It's a nightclub.
Sure.
And it's an entertainment nightclub.
Sure.
Hence the clown, but
Well,
also
still, I don't know if it's hence time. So, and as a clown bouncer,
clowncer.
he had time to figure that one out.
No, I literally just thought of it. I really did.
I bet if I look in there, it's bolded. Then you say clowncer. Delete if asked. And he, just because it's like a kind of weird bar, he's a clowncer.
Correct.
Or a bound.
Yes, a bound. Yes.
Okay. Wig?
I don't know. Probably,
Nose?
I would assume wig and makeup, and
Yeah.
then throw a guy out.
Yeah, that's just an amazing moment to just be like, hey, enough bullshit. You got to get out of here. Like,
Wait,
what?
Are you a clown?
Hey, get out of Look, no more fun and games.
Jesus,
We're
why
sick of your malarkey.
Why are you squirting me with a fucking?
Because I
flower?
want you to understand what's going on. Get the pies. Listen,
What the fuck?
we're done with this. Get on the back of this tiny bike. Let's get out of here.
I just want to stay and have a drink.
Absolutely not.
What the fuck was that?
My shoe.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I will leave if you stop taking all those handkerchiefs out of your nose.
Look, I'm gonna find my brass knuckles in these endless pockets of kerchief.
So
Rascal, get him.
So while he was living in Miami, that is where he heard about Cuba.
Cuba.
Now,
Nice.
what was going on in Cuba was
The dictator.
Look at that outfit.
The dictator Batista had been president from 1940 to 1944, and then he ran again in 1952, but he lost, so he took the country by force.
Oh, I was going to say, I love dictators who are running and lose. Damn it, I guess I don't understand what I'm doing as well. Well, you know the Democratic vote is the Democratic vote.
Batista liked.
Batista, quote, liked sitting in his palace, eating sumptuous meals, and watching horror films. He tortured and killed dissidents whose bodies were sometimes dumped in fields with their eyes gouged out or their crushed testicles stuffed in their mouths.
Oh, my God. Why the balls in the mouth? Dave, why? You're crazy.
You know what? I'm putting balls in the mouth, but I'm not crushing them first.
Right. Well, maybe they don't fit in.
Well, come on. It's not an elephant ball.
Nice.
It's anybody can fit balls in their mouth. Who's put balls in their mouth? Guy
Sir,
right
you're
up
up front, so you can't see that not a lot of people decided to get involved in the answer of that.
That was very much a solo situation.
It was a straw poll, and you were like, well, front row, surely there's a bunch of people behind. Oh, I'm the only one? Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, sure. Whatever, guys. All of us who've had balls in our mouth are leaving. It's a walkout. Just me. All right. I'll sit down. Let's watch the show. Okay, you can't use this in the show legally.
Now, of course, because he was a horrible dictator, Eisenhower supported him.
As we do, we have a deep, deep tradition in this country.
Well, you're a fuckhead. I'll shake your hand on camera.
Well, we'll support you until you give us oil bullshit. Then we'll kill you and put a new one in place and call it democracy. How are you?
Eisenhower said he hoped Batista would, quote, deal with the commies.
That's right. Show me how to put those balls in the mouth, will you?
The ambassador to Cuba would tell a Senate hearing, quote, I don't think we've had a better friend than Batista.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Yeah.
I like a guy who puts balls in other people's mouths.
Mm-hmm.
So do you.
He just gave me one of these. Bingo.
But there's a good way to do it and a bad way to do it.
You don't crush them, right? He put them in the mouth and then what? Better porn. Corn!
Sir, what are you doing with corn? Is this pornography? So you put the balls in the mouth, and then what do you do with the corn? What did he say, miss?
I think we're learning how
She
people.
literally goes, what are you talking about?
I think we're learning how people in Cleveland grow corn.
No. How they butter it.
Hey, buddy, you want a Cleveland corn? Okay.
Batista was here.
In November 1956, the Castro brothers, Raul and Fidel, and Argentinian Che Guevara, fuckboy, tried to overthrow Batista, and they failed. Fidel was shot in the neck, and they went into hiding. Also, other rebel groups started springing up at the time, because Batista is a fucking piece of shit.
Right.
So Morgan is, like I said, in prison. He got into social justice, but he's an ex-con. He's been dishonorably discharged, so he doesn't know what he can do to really help anybody. Also, his job, he doesn't like his job. It's very boring. And with
He doesn't like the clown bouncer job?
Yeah, but
He's like, I'm bored. What's it all about?
but he doesn't have a lot of job options, right?
Right.
He has some connections. So he starts working for the mob.
Okay, nice, awesome.
He did errands for...
What, am I a clown? Am I a clown to you? Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Hey, we're looking for we're looking for a really fucked up clown.
Okay.
We want a guy to come in, make some people laugh, cut them open.
Hey, this guy's wearing a wire. No, it's connected to the flower. Oh, all right. Who's this? This is the mob guy?
Meyer Lansky.
Yeah, everyone has a hat. Everyone has a hat.
Yeah. He controlled nightclubs and casinos in Havana.
Okay.
Quote, a mob associate once described how Lansky took Batista straight back to her hotel, opened the suitcases, and pointed at the cash. And Batista just stared at the money without saying a word. Then he and Meyer shook hands.
Nice.
So they're all in with Batista.
Right.
Now, Morgan was also working for Ohio mob boss Dominic Bartone.
Sure.
Or Bartoni. I don't know, nor do I care.
Great. Very open to suggestions. That's what we love about you.
What am I gonna, well, what's the worst could happen? I offend some guy in the mob?
Yeah.
Wow. Good luck, because I'll put his balls in my mouth. Ohio style. What's that, corn? Ooh.
It's called an Ohio necktie.
So Bartone is sending weapons to Cuban rebels.
Okay.
And pretty soon Morgan is part of that. He's getting them and he's helping smuggle them. And in December 1957, Morgan goes to Cuba. No one really knows why he goes to Cuba.
Okay.
Quote, I have lived always looking for something.
That's fairly true.
It is
it's just
true.
we don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was always on the quest for something, but just seemed to never have any idea.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, okay.
Now, despite the war, Havana is still a tourist place. Morgan, quote, tried to appear as just another man of leisure. He wore a $250 white suit with a white shirt and a new pair of shoes.
Okay. I would imagine that seems like Havana casual.
It's
right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know anything.
It just sounds crazy, but yeah.
I mean, it does.
It really does. You know what would go good with his white jacket? A white shirt.
A white man. I love white.
I love white.
I'm White the Clown.
Now, he meets up with a revolutionary he knew from Miami.
Don't drink any wine around me. This thing doesn't, it's dry clean only, so... I had white, I rock these white jean pants sometimes. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what happened to them? I like to drink red wine.
Oh, that was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just fucking didn't look good. Looked like I became a woman.
Well, thanks for bringing your...
Too much? Too soon?
No, it's just everyone's really excited you brought your personal trauma into the show.
Thank you, yeah. As you were.
As I was. So he meets with this revolutionary and he says, I want to join up with Fidel Castro.
Okay.
And the guy is like, why?
Yeah.
And, what
is
are you
it?
doing?
Yeah. Okay.
He doesn't understand why an American would want to fight for Cuban, rights. And Morgan says, I love danger and being on the side of good.
So it is ideological to some extent, right?
Yeah, okay. Sort of. I mean,
he wants action. He wants something.
He doesn't like Batista.
Right,
He thinks
okay.
that's bullshit.
Right.
And he does enjoy action,
Sure.
as we can tell from the elephant watching.
Yeah, he's a clown bouncer.
Clown bouncer.
Clowncer.
Bound.
Bound.
And so this seems like an exciting thing to do.
So it is kind of adrenaline based more than anything.
He's been in the military.
Cuba's close-ish.
Very close-ish.
Right. He can swim there and not lose all the clown makeup.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
So Morgan says he also wants revenge for a friend who was caught smuggling weapons and was tortured and tossed to the sharks by Batista.
Wow. Okay. Who's the friend? Do we know?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. So it's just.
I mean, his name was here, but it's just like if
Okay, but it did happen. He's
yes,
not.
it
okay,
happened.
Okay.
It for sure happened.
Okay. All right.
I just don't want to read a bunch of names because you'll be like, why are there 50 people?
Don't
in
put
this
it on
story?
me.
Okay, his name's Frank.
Wait, who's the original guy? Where are we? I'm lost. Is that your dad? Oh,
my dad.
David, why?
Oh my God, he's dead.
So he
so he's upset about his friend, and this guy's like, look, I can't take you all the way to the Castros. So the Castros are like farther away in the mountains.
Sure.
And he goes, but there's another rebel group that's closer.
Okay, right.
And I can get you to those guys.
That's great. I love it.
Okay, so I'll start at rebel group B,
Yeah.
work my way in.
As long as they're rebels, that's all I'm looking for.
That's all I want.
Yeah. It's fine.
Just a door
It might be the
closing?
mobster.
Oh. So he gets the place he's going to take him to is the Escambray Mountains. That's where he's going. So
Sure.
A peasant, hires a peasant to take Morgan through the jungle.
Okay, awesome. Right,
Yeah.
great.
And he brings him to a camp with about 30 or so very emaciated dudes. These are
Awesome. So right away you're like, okay, cool vibe.
So you guys
Pretty
are fighting
cool. You
without-
guys need a clown bouncer? So this is, everybody is really skinny. Is that by choice? What's the diet here? Okay, all right. A lot of bugs, huh? Jeez, not loving the vibe so far. Feels like I'm pot committed. Okay, sure. Whew. Not a lot of beds. Not a good smell.
No, we just sleep on the floor.
Right, the floor of the jungle, you mean?
Yeah.
The ground, as I call it.
Yeah, we eat bugs.
You eat bugs. That's
Off
awesome.
the-
Great. All right. I'm looking to Castro's far.
Why'd you wear the white suit?
I didn't realize how leafy it was going to be. It's very muddy out here.
Yeah, it's
I
a
thought it was a
jungle.
drier jungle. Is that the peasant and I haven't been able to I don't want to call him a peasant. The boy, the man, the guy, the fella with the machete and I have not been talking a lot. So I feel like a lot got lost in translation. And I packed pretty heavy, and he told me right away only the things you need. And I wasn't sure. When he said jungle, I thought sort of like, kind of maybe like a little more Jungle Booky vibe, where we have pails going up with ropes and pulleys and things like that. But this seems pretty scant. A lot of leaves seem to be working for you guys, which is great. Yeah, but this is
a jungle.
This is, huh?
It's a jungle.
It's a jungle.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I was thinking maybe we could, but I only brought the white suit, which in retrospect, oopsie poopsie, that wasn't the best idea, was it now?
Did you think this was Fantasy Island?
I didn't know what it was, but I do love that show. And I really, I guess in a way I sort of thought it was.
It's not.
No, it's not. No, it's not even an island. Oh, man.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, please.
Why the clown makeup?
Well, I'll be honest. It doesn't wash off as easily as I thought. It's funny because the suit is damp and the face is still clowned out. Yeah, but really.
Have you heard of Cleveland corn growing?
Have not heard of that. I didn't think you guys would be able to get corn out here. That's
just
crazy.
go ahead and lay down.
Lay down?
Yeah.
And that's corn related, or that's
Have you ever played Halo?
Halo?
That's for some very select gamers.
Who are you talking to in the outward area?
Sometimes I talk to the
Leaves and the
animals
foliage,
in
the animals?
Forest.
Right. Okay.
Jungle.
Well, good vibes. So
Good vibes.
Good vibes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm a little hungry from the journey.
Oh, well, then let's teabag you.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, I love an English breakfast.
So when he gets there, they're very suspicious that he's been sent by the CIA because the CIA has tried to infiltrate the rebel groups, acting like reporters or whatever.
Right. And there was very little vetting, I guess, going on before this. They were kind of like, the guy who sent him there was just like, yeah, go. They'll figure it out.
I mean, there's just not a lot of, there's only 30 guys in it, so it's not like it's a...
Right. Okay. Right.
They also were worried that Batista would send someone to infiltrate them, so they're a little suspicious.
Right.
Their leader,
Eloy Gutierrez Manoyo.
A man who loved waste. Look at that. One of our edicts is we will find out where the waste actually does begin. Have you heard of Camel Bro?
He's really got a centaur body.
Yeah.
Very meek up top and then very meaty bottom.
Yeah.
And is this the jungle? You can tell by the leaves.
That's the jungle, yes.
It seems fairly common.
That thing in the background is just a giant moth.
Wow.
Trump is crazy. So he is 23. He came
23?
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you, that you'd like to tell that dude has been working his ass off trying to get some shit done. That's 23. It's like, what are you, 45? 23. Awesome, great. That's good. You look fine. You look good.
He came from Spain.
His CIA file stated, quote, that he was an intelligent, capable young man who would not break under normal interrogating techniques.
Oh, in other words, kill.
No, pop an eye out with a fork or whatever.
Right, yeah.
But you can't just do the regular stuff of
Right.
burning or putting corn in.
It's called water corning.
Water corning.
You will talk.
So Morgan says he's like, look, I can train you guys in martial arts and hand-to-hand combat. Quote, to demonstrate his prowess, Morgan borrowed a knife and flicked it at a tree at least 20 yards away. It hit the target so squarely that some rebels gasped.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, I farted. That was so
Shocked us
crazy.
all to the We're all farting because we're very impressed with what you just did. We're aghast. Unbelievable what you did. You split the target, I my buttocks. And this man's gonna need a new white suit, if you understand. You're very good.
So he basically did his circus act, throwing the knife.
Right,
and
yeah.
They're like, wow, this
Whoa,
guy's
all
good.
right, cool. Yeah, and he's like, and you're 45, 23. Damn it! Pretty good at age, too, normally. Your weight? Hard to approximate, to be honest. Upper body, 20 pounds, lower 140? I can't tell. You're a very... difficult to judge, to be quite honest. You're built like an anchor.
So they're still not sure, if they trust him. They start testing him. They marched him up and down the mountain. They're testing his loyalty and stamina. At one point, they made him walk into a poisonous shrub, which, quote, stung like wasps and caused his chest and face to become grievously inflamed.
Jesus Christ. Poison shrub. Did they tell him it was? Yeah, they were like...
I don't think they did tell him.
Oh, they didn't. They were like, walk through that fine hedge. He was like, okie dokie. These tests are pretty easy. My throat is closing.
Bees! It's a bee bush. So Morgan just took it all, and it goes on for a while.
He gets to go home?
No, he's taking it all.
Oh, okay.
And it goes on for a while, and he loses 35 pounds.
Nice. Upper body.
He becomes
You've got the form we're after here.
unrecognizable.
Damn, dude. He looks like a passport picture. I mean, without the firearm. They don't let you do that. I mean, soon enough in this country, they'll be like, good, hold the AK higher. There you go. It can't block your neck. Nice. Wow, okay, yeah. So he now is like, let's do this. Take that, clown.
And the rebels come to admire and trust him. They called him Marinero, a trickster, because he was always joking around.
You need that in the jungle rebel group.
Yeah.
This guy, keep an eye on him. He's a prankster.
So a Batista army patrol was moving through the jungle, and Manoa ordered his men into positions, but said nobody shoot unless he says so.
Okay, this is the Batista army. What?
Yeah.
Okay, right, okay.
And he's like, don't shoot at anybody. They're way outnumbered. They don't want to get involved.
Wait,
he's hoping
his group is the one they're like, don't shoot anyone.
Yeah.
Don't, okay, gotcha, okay.
He's hoping that they would just pass through and not see the camp and
Right.
all that. So as soon as they get close, Morgan starts shooting.
All right, I only speak English still.
That's exactly what it was.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't speak
He
Spanish.
was like sitting
so-
there just like, fuck yeah. I love the passion. It's so awesome, man. I wish I could roll my R's. Look at that. Fuck yeah. All right. Copy that. Hey, what did he say? I don't speak Spanish at all. All right. Here. Shit. Men. Fire!
Yeah, so they hit a soldier and the patrol retreated. And Manoyo's furious at Morgan, and Morgan's like, what?
What are you yelling about? I don't speak Spanish, dude.
Yeah, he said, I thought you said shoot when I see their eyes.
You
but
said shoot.
It turned out no one had translated the command to Morgan, so he had no idea what was going on.
Well, I mean, a goof.
Yeah, he's a jokester.
He's a prankster.
That's what jokesters do.
He's funning.
So now they have to leave the camp because Batista's men know where they are.
Right.
And they march 100 miles.
Jesus Christ.
And Batista sent men out looking for them, and at one point they see a patrol of about 200 soldiers.
All right, let's shoot him again. No, dumb fuck. Shut up. What is Spanish?
They are massively outnumbered, but Morgan helped Manoyo come up with an ambush plan. And they waited till the soldiers were super, super close. Then they started shooting.
I like that ambush plan. Let's wait till they're close, then kill him. You're a fucking genius. We hadn't thought of that.
That's what I was doing last time. Wait till you see their
but you
eyes.
didn't let us know the plan.
Yeah, well...
Once they get close, we do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what we're going to do.
That's what I'm saying.
When they get close.
Once they get close.
Once they can see the clown makeup on our faces.
That's right. We pop out of the bush. Ambush.
Honk the nose.
No.
Honk the nose.
No, you're not listening. They'll see this white suit from a while. You know what I mean? Like, they'll know what's coming. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Eso sí que es. Spanish is easy.
Right, so this is probably not the best time for a lesson with the ambush plan happening and the soldiers coming.
Tortuga.
There are no turtles here.
Turtle.
Yeah, no, I'm very aware what turtle.
We move like tortugas. ¿Dónde está la Tortuga Biblioteca?
Where's
the turtle library?
Where's the turtle library?
Yeah, eso sí que es.
I don't think there is a turtle library.
No. That's what you'd say to me.
No.
Yeah.
No está Tortuga Biblioteca.
Shit! You fucked up!
So they shot at each other for 3 hours, and then the army finally retreated. More than a dozen of Batista's men had been injured or killed, but the rebels lost no one.
Wow.
So now they agree to let Morgan teach them how to fight because they think he's hot shit. And so he instructed them in guerrilla warfare, which I don't understand how he knew this or if he was just making it up.
Well, it probably was like circus-based. He probably put on like a gorilla outfit, and he was like, then you just are like, they'll think you're much stronger. You can lift 200 times your weight. You know what I mean? We are all vegetarian.
They learned judo. They learned how to breathe underwater using a hollow reed.
Oh, man, I didn't know if there was more coming. So breathing underwater, gentlemen. This one's pretty difficult. We're going to need to pull the Castro and put holes in our necks. So that's how you gill it out.
Morgan finally learned Spanish.
Finally. This is going to be very helpful, I think, when we're game planning. ¿Dónde está el español?
Where is Spain? The Spain?
Tortuga. You understand?
No.
Yeah, and the biblioteca.
Yeah, library, yeah.
Oh, baño! Yeah, I need to go to toilet.
Okay.
Yeah, I ate too much tortuga.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I mean, every other word
And
you
that's
say
the
is
sweet
tortuga.
spot.
We need to kind of get...
Move! You fucked up!
I did.
Listen to me next time!
You just kept saying turtle!
Yeah! Slow! Idiot!
What, us?
Yeah!
You're out of your fucking
You're
mind.
gonna get us killed!
It's like being in the jungle at Dora the Explorer!
Who? This is the 50s, probably.
Oh, you'll see. So he rises through the ranks very quickly and eventually is promoted to Comandante, which is the most senior position.
Sure.
And this was noticed. A Cuban radio station said there was a Yankee fighting for the liberty of Cuba.
Nice.
And the CIA, FBI, State Department, Army, and Secret Service were all trying to figure out who in the fuck this guy was. Where'd he come from?
Right.
Up until now, there's no evidence that any of the rebels are communists. But J. Edgar Hoover
Oh, here we go.
is very, very upset about communists.
Right. So there's right.
And so just the idea that rebels could be communists is fucking
it's good
bad.
enough, right? Yeah, it could be.
So he wants to know who the white guy is, right? Is he KGB? Did he come from the Soviet Union? And the FBI are investigating the Morgan Small Army.
Okay.
That's not all of them, but that's the leadership.
That's the small part of them, sure. Yeah, it's like soccer photos when you do the coaches.
That's right.
I don't know who those are for, actually. It's a fetish, I guess. You go now. Yeah. Let's skip ahead a couple.
No.
Oh.
So they're known as the Escambre Rebels. They are also called the Phantoms of the Mountains. And he and Manoyo became like brothers.
Nice. Look at that. Yeah.
We are here to fight.
I'm really starting to think he's the more he starts to look like me, the better looking I think he is. This guy's starting to really grow on me. Down to clown, man.
The rebels have a ginger.
What? He used to do children's birthday parties. He was a clown. Wait, oh my god.
Come on, a ginger who was a clown.
Please stop saying the ginger part so disdainfully.
Surprised you could last in the forest with the sun.
There's a lot of coverage from the leaves, Ash. Look, I'm not gonna do this.
Oh no, I think the ginger's burning again.
No, just the way God's made me.
How did you people live?
We're not living.
You're so weak.
It's not great.
So
Do you need any freckles? What?
So the Ellen, the wife,
The brief life.
the one that what was she, a sword?
He was a sword swallower. She was a snake charmer.
Snake charmer, right.
So she now files for a divorce because he's just fucking gone.
Oh, right. Yeah. She's like, but we need to serve him papers. It's not going to be easy. Hello. Holy shit. Your wife is done. I was bitten by a snake a little while ago. Oh, that's the throat.
So the New York
Times figures out who he is, and they publish an article about the adventurous American William Morgan. Mm-hmm. Then other papers pick it up around the country, so it's a big story, right? This guy's up with the rebels in Cuba.
Right.
And this leads to the Batista regime putting a $20,000 bounty on William's head.
Wow, okay.
Now, amongst the rebels, there's different ideological factions. So Morgan
Always
and-
the problem. They can't get on the same page.
Here we go. Oh, the leftists hate each other. So Morgan and Manoyo's group, the Escambre rebels, want like a Western-style democracy. Raul Castro and Che Guevara are communists.
Right.
And Fidel leans more towards these guys
Okay.
and more away from the communism. He's more about a Western democracy style
Right.
thing.
Okay.
So
Fidel said, quote, "I have never been, nor am I now, a communist. If I were, I would have sufficient courage to proclaim it."
Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that you would say you were.
Yeah, you'd say what you were if you
Yeah.
were like leading a rebel, But Hoover was like, bullshit.
Come
They
on.
all are commies.
Why are you living in the mountains if you're not a commie?
Come on.
In the spring of 1958, the first woman joined the Escambre rebels.
Oh, I mean, to me, I sort of get like, that's like Smurfetti in a way, you know? I think it's great, for sure, but it's also just like, hello, and they're all like, oh, I'm handy, easy. I'm Papa Smurf, I lead the rebels.
I'm Cornmaker Cleveland Smurf.
He's supposed to stay in the tree. We actually asked him to not come down at all.
Did you say take my shirt off?
I did not say anything near that. That's why you live in the tree.
Sorry, I'm just gonna hold on to this tree. My guns.
He means his biceps. We have plenty of actual firearms.
Well, it's time to turn in.
Stop doing that.
I did not notice you were a lady. Hola. ¿Está la biblioteca?
I don't speak Spanish.
Hello.
I don't speak English either.
Croissant.
I think I like what Batista's saying a little bit more than when I came in here. Take care.
Take care of what?
Bye.
Hello.
Hey, I'm gonna talk to you because the vibe over there is horrible. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Welcome to the Rebels.
Goodbye. I mean, but what, okay, whatever. I would just imagine that this would, I mean, I guess I'm just used to.
I mean, you're up in the mountains.
Yeah.
And a relatively hot lady comes up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Fucking.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, I would imagine
Yeah,
it would
if it's
turn pretty
if you're-
bro-y real fast.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, if you're going there not to experience
He
sexual
always embellishes. Do you like abs? You know, you're just like, Jesus, dude, stop. We have like this is a fundamental revolution here. Like, I know, but I'm just saying we have a lot in common. You just met her. I love tying shoelaces on my shirts too. That's so great to me.
Her name is Olga Rodriguez.
What is her first name?
Olga Rodriguez.
Olga. Okay, sure.
Manoyo's like no hanky panky. Like there's no sex between soldiers.
Right.
No, forbidden.
Right, for sure, and that always works for sure.
Yep.
Yep.
She was wanted by the secret police, and so she'd come up to hide and fight.
You know what I have in common with the secret police? I also want you. Hi.
My name's William Morgan. I look like a comedian from. Anyway.
Down to clown, if you know what I'm saying.
No, I don't.
You should.
I don't know what that means. When she first met Morgan, he, quote, arrived at the camp literally riding a white horse.
See, this is how you fucking do it, right? That's an advantage. Oh, hello. He probably knew. He saw her. He was like, give me the white horse. El Blanco, El Blanco. Oh, hello. Coconut? I was just under the waterfall, shimmering. I ran out of soap to wash my enormous... Anyway, listen, we're here for work only. I'd like to get to know you on a you know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
professional.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, white horse.
Yep. She said she felt her heart go boom, boom, boom.
It took a shit.
Now, romance obviously very hard under the circumstances, so they kind of tried to,
Bravehearted a little bit.
Bravehearted a little
Yeah.
bit. In September 1958, the Cuban military put out a press release saying they'd killed Morgan, and they released a photo of a blood-smeared corpse.
You can tell because the head exploded.
I don't know, we killed a white guy in the forest.
Nice, refreshing, right? They all look the same.
Obviously, his mother is devastated, but then a few weeks later, she gets a letter from Morgan saying he's not dead.
Oh.
And then to many Cubans, this was like he he came back to life and he like became legendary because of this like. So Che Guevara came to the Escambray camp.
Okay.
And they now number over 1,000. So more and more people are coming up all the time because Batista is such a fucking piece of shit.
Right.
And they're thinking about now just leaving the jungle and fighting openly because they have so many people.
Okay.
So Guevara had been sent by Fidel to sort of take control of the Escambray rebels. Mm-hmm. He was worried because Fidel's worried they might threaten his leadership.
And there's an ideological divide. So,
but they're all rebels working to take down.
Right.
But they don't like taking orders from a new guy. Right, Che. And so also Morgan and Che Guevara don't trust each other. Probably because of the ideological differences, because Che's a fucking hardcore communist.
Right.
So in November, Manoya learned that Morgan and Olga are getting it on.
Right.
And he's really pissed. And he's like a commandante and he's breaking the rules. So he suspends him for 2 weeks.
How does that even work in the jungle? Go to your leaf.
You must go to your hammock. Yeah, so
I could still see you. Would you like rice? This is really awkward. Okay.
So they're about to have a big, push against Batista, and so he's all panicked that he's going to miss it because
Morgan is, because he's suspended for fucking.
He's suspended.
Great reason to be suspended.
So him and Olga get married.
In the jungle? By who?
I don't know.
Who married him?
I'm sure there's a boat captain.
Some guy's just like, yeah, you're married.
They flagged on a cruise liner.
Hello, the love boat. Yeah. So some guy's just like, I did it online. I'm a reverend now.
Wow, they really are in love, though, huh?
They really are. Look how much she thinks her.
Yeah.
Her not so much.
She's in it. Come on.
Yeah, she is. She was in it.
So right after they got married, quote, after the ceremony, Morgan picked up his gun and returned to battle. So
By the way, this isn't working out. Let's annul this.
I only married you so
I want to see other people.
I only want to marry you.
You're tying me down.
So in December, Guevara's soldiers won a victory in this Santa Clara province, and Morgan's men were just seizing towns on the way to Havana, and Batista had basically lost control.
Okay.
And on New Year's Day, 1959, Batista flees to the Dominican Republic.
Nice.
Now, Morgan hears this while he's getting ready to invade Cienfuegos. And instead of a battle, thousands of people are on the street celebrating. Quote, the crowds greeted Morgan with shouts of Americano. So that actually
The
did
last
happen
time
once.
they liked an American.
Yeah, that's what people thought would happen with
Right.
Iraq, but that actually happens when you're fighting with a commie.
Oh,
in
no,
Cuba.
that happened in Iraq.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
that happened in Iraq?
Yeah. Remember? It all worked out great.
Iraq?
Yeah.
The George Bush thing.
Yeah, best president of my lifetime. Yeah, he found the weapons of mass destruction, we liberated the people, and everything's been good ever since. USA, USA, number one. These colors don't run, USA. Come on, baby. We did it. Spread democracy.
What the fuck was that? You throwing dice? That's how you spread democracy?
Yeah, baby, took the Saddam statue down. It's over, Jack. Fucking negative asshole.
What?
Celebrate.
It was a shit show.
It was, and then we came in and put a boot up his ass.
What?
Stars and bars. Woo!
God.
Name a better country that doesn't start with a U. No!
Norway?
Knock it off.
Denmark?
Stop. Pussies. Losers.
Finland?
Woo!
France?
Come on, Jack.
Spain?
We showed them. We found the weapons of mass destruction.
We didn't.
In the north, the west, the east, the south.
There
just
were
like
none
Donnie
there.
Brasco. Oh, stop it. Come on. Woo! Move on.
What the fuck did you just do?
Working up an American lather. Ugh. Yeah, he gets it.
This would be the worst podcast ever if I had to do it with a right-wing guy.
Number one. This podcast would be fucking amazing with a Toby Keith type. Bullshit! Liar! Dumbass! Next!
That's what it's going to be when fascism comes. They're going to split us up.
Stupid! You don't know anything.
You're going to have to listen to Bill Maher tell stories,
Listen.
and I'm going to have to tell them to Adam Carolla.
That would be a Bill Maher, Adam Carolla podcast. Let's go. Okay, excuse me for a second. I don't know about this guy, Bill. Don't worry about him, Bill. Enough, Adam. I was in the middle of a rant. Stop already. All right, anyway, you were saying best president of your lifetime.
Yeah. So when Morgan came into Cienfuegos, he was wearing a rebel flag like a cape.
He's got experience.
Yeah.
He's like, I've been wearing this for a while. Nobody gave a shit.
Just throwing knives.
Yeah.
The mayor happily hands over power of the town to Morgan, who was...
Here you go.
Hey!
It's yours.
He was named military chief and temporarily put in control until a new government was established. On January 6th, Fidel visited Cienfuegos on his way to Havana, and it was an important stop to unify the rebel groups.
And ensure Fidel was the leader of the rebellion.
Is he in there?
Fidel,
No, our Morgan.
Martin, come on. I don't think our guy's in this picture.
Because I would guess it would be that guy.
That's Vern.
Okay. It's just the hat. It's like, I wore my circus helmet. Is that okay? Was that wrong?
That guy seriously what? That guy wore a biking hat.
Yeah, that guy was like, are we doing rally caps? We're down. I love that guy. Is he drinking? No, okay.
That's a guy.
Woo! Hey, mate!
So Morgan and Fidel meet here, and they talk, and Morgan has a lot of faith in Fidel. Like, he thinks, this is a guy he can trust. And
Okay.
follow. Now, the U.S. is debating whether or not to support this new Cuban leadership.
Right, because they didn't put it in power, so that's a tough
so they
pickle.
and also they're not, like...
But if they did, man, would they pick them? Woo! We know the best ones, man.
And then they're not killing, like, poor people, so...
Yeah, it's
You know.
difficult. Yeah. Totally agree, man. Finally, we're aligned.
But really, all they care about is one thing. Is he a communist?
Right.
And Fidel keeps saying he's not a communist or an authoritarian.
Sounds like something a communist might say.
And he keeps promising elections in 18 months and declaring, quote, we cannot become dictators. Hoover, however, decides Fidel is absolutely a communist.
Nice. Good. Intelligence.
The CIA decides to wait and see what he does.
What a weird time.
Yeah, right? Cuba was, quote, crawling with hundreds of CIA and FBI agents and informers.
I mean, you must have been able to tell to some extent.
Who was a CIA?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it'd just be like, oh yeah, or we could just maybe go with like a Western-style democracy. What do you, Maybe we just give the United States a bunch of our resources. Well, that would be an amazing idea.
Yeah, we should
This guy gets it.
Olga gets pregnant.
How?
Morgan.
Corn?
Corn. Cleveland corn.
The old Cleveland corn. I mean, is there more? This is a perfect fetish episode for you.
Yep. Yep.
They catered it to me specifically.
Morgan told the reporter, quote, all I am interested in is settling down to a nice, peaceful existence.
Okay.
So he's got his wife, he's got a kid on the way. He's like,
Right.
I just want to have a nice,
Yeah,
I've
a
done
life.
this thing. Yeah,
right.
I've done this thing.
Right. It's all we all want, David.
Now, Fidel executed hundreds of Batista's soldiers.
Okay. Did he put the nuts in the mouth? That would be the move.
That's one of those, okay. Because if you leave the bad soldiers around, they usually end up doing bad shit. A trial in a sports stadium was broadcast on U.S. TV and radio. He did not offer any positions of power to any of the Escambray rebels,
Interesting.
including Manoyo.
Okay.
Who at this point could see through walls. That's right. They call me the Cuban Vincent Price. Well, why don't you walk me through your undergarments if you're so sure then, Mr. Castro? Exactly. I'm aware you're a thong man. Now, let's talk about third and command. What if I were to move this vase from that area to the other side of the room? Would that impress you? That's right. Why are you getting up during this part? It's really good. That's right.
So basically, Manoyo is like the leader of the other group, and he doesn't want him challenging for the leadership.
Okay.
Right? So they're not giving him any power at all. This causes a lot of resentment. Morgan was, at this point, overheard criticizing the regime. But still, Morgan and Manoyo consider doing goodwill U.S. tour to sell Fidel and the rebel cause to Americans.
Go to the estates and be like, hey,
Yeah, we'll
he's a
do
good
our
dude.
part.
Okay.
In April, Fidel went to D.C. Eisenhower will not meet with him, but he is greeted by just huge crowds of cheering Americans. Morgan had no problem stating that he was worried about communist influences.
Okay.
And the mob then hears this, and they reach out to Morgan to meet with him.
Okay.
They're very worried Fidel is going to shut down the casinos and other operations that they have
Nice.
going on there. They were correct.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Fidel, quote, "We are not only disposed to deport the gangsters, but to shoot them."
Nice. Okay.
Again, that's your game. If you're a mobster, that's the game you play.
That's what we do.
Yes.
Right.
So, mobster Frank Nelson offered Morgan $1 million for his services. Morgan was confused about what that meant.
Sorry. You need me to wash the trunk?
What are we talking about? Is this like I put on the clown outfit?
$1 million. That's what I'm offering.
Okay, okay. What?
Everything is on the table. We might need to do some drastic things. It might get dirty, but hopefully you'll help me out, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Finish the mission.
The mission.
That's right. Get it done.
Get it done.
Yeah, do it.
What am I doing?
Finishing.
When am I fit
Helping along. Inching closer and closer.
to the?
Culmination. The time when it's done and you know it. And no matter what happens, it's fine.
I don't know.
The situation is tenuous.
It's tenuous.
Yeah, you're going to have to get your hands dirty.
Okay.
A lot of them.
A lot of hands.
Yeah. We might need 2 or 3 men to help us out to finish. And I want to be the first one to know when it's done. And I will. You'll do everything you can.
Oh, what will I'll do.
Everything.
Okay. I don't know what's going on.
I'm going to put a sheet with a hole around myself.
What just happened?
Exactly.
That's how we used to wash the elephants.
And that's what I'm after. I want to be clean.
Jesus Christ.
Did someone just fire a gun?
So Morgan still doesn't know what the $1 million is for, but he agrees to go to a meeting in Miami. It turns out the man behind this all was Rafael Trujillo, who is the murderous Dominican Republican dictator. So remember, that's where Batista had fled, to the Dominican Republic. So Trujillo wants Castro assassinated because he's worried the Cuban Revolution might spread to other Latin American countries. And then the poor people are, fine.
Like what we did with Iraq in the Middle East.
And Batista's there. He's living there. He's helping to fund it.
Okay.
So at the Miami meeting is a Dominican Republic consul, a Batista security chief, and gangster Dominic Bartone, who Morgan knows from previously. And they tell him $1 million to kill Fidel.
Okay.
So he goes back and discusses it with Manoyo.
Okay.
Remember, Manoyo's now upset that he's on the outside.
Yeah.
So they send word that they would help take out Castro.
Okay.
And Morgan and Olga move into a new house in Havana, and they're getting regular visits from a priest who is actually a Trujillo messenger just bringing sacks of cash.
Okay. The Lord hath blessed ye. His bounty is great. This is crazy.
Morgan broke a former Batista officer out of prison to help join the plot.
Get out of here. Oh, tiny guard.
God damn it. They just need to find one guard that can't be pushed over.
It seems like we might need to get bigger guards. They're really shovable.
I don't know. They pushed me, and then I don't know what to do.
Well, I fell down pretty quickly when he shoved me, and then I gave him my keys because he threatened to shove me again.
Double shover!
He double shoved. The threat was great. Now I work at Vaughn's. What? I'm at Save-On now. I keep an eye on people in the pharmacy area.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But also, I don't stop them when they do stuff. I'm 90 and a little man.
How little?
Very small. That's my advantage. I can hide behind the scanners.
Okay.
But when they want to leave, I just let them.
Yeah, be your security guard.
Well, yeah, but don't say it too loud. So tired. Sometimes I sleep behind the bounty on the shelves.
Sound more like a store elf.
Well, in many ways, I'm Elfie.
Okay.
I'm just looking for places to have naps. Shh.
Do you not have a home?
I'm sleeping now. I don't want to talk.
So the FBI is now tracking Morgan's visits to Miami.
Okay.
Castro announces the no peasant without land policy and begins dividing up large landowners' properties into smaller land parcels. And now the anti-communist people go fucking ballistic. Right? So now Ben Shapiro's losing his mind.
I really, retroactively, I'm still furious at Castro for this one. Unbelievable. Good Lord. Pinch it off. The female orgasm is as big of a myth as communism is. Christ.
Oh, my God, that tweet when he said, like, women don't get wet or
they
something.
Don't, they can't,
like,
look.
Have you ever heard of a woman getting
a
wet?
WAP, honestly, a WAP, that's crazy. That's the sound the maid's mop makes. That's it.
Now, in my house, it's a DAP.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I actually believe in anti-coming. Good Lord. It's disgusting.
On July 27, 1959, Morgan went to Miami with Olga, who was 8 months pregnant. And FBI agents confronted them and interrogated him. And eventually he admits to the plot.
We'd like to talk to the baby, too, even though it's unborn.
You dirty little baby. You little commie baby. So he admits to the plot, but he's not saying who any of his contacts are. He's like, I'm not going to tell you who these people are. So the FBI lets him go, but they trail him.
Uh-huh.
Hoover called Morgan, quote, a wild gangster type.
On July
On July 31st, Morgan went to the FBI and said, Olga is going back to Cuba and he's going to follow in 2 days.
Okay.
But then he immediately vanished. They don't know where he went. A week later, Morgan is on an unregistered boat with machine guns, explosives, and other weapons.
Okay, sure.
On a 5-hour... The plan...
First of all, it was 3, but anyway.
Is it 3?
Yeah.
Whatever. So
Bro.
it's a couple years later now.
Nobody does 5-hour tours. The skipper? You think he had a 5-hour tour in him? Dream on, baby. Anyway, we're old.
So the plan was to assassinate either both Castro brothers or one. Quote, a strike force of nearly 1,000 Cuban exiles and mercenaries would be transported by plane from a base in the Dominican Republic to Trinidad, a colonial town at the foot of the Escambray Mountains, and once those forces landed, they would be led by Morgan. On August 12th, Morgan and Manoyo took Trinidad, and Trujillo airdropped crates of weapons. The next night, he sent his strike force to Cuba, and as the soldiers arrived, counter-revolutionaries chanted "Death to Castro" louder and louder.
Okay.
And they kept chanting until Fidel stepped out from behind a mango tree. Morgan had been telling Fidel everything the whole time.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, death too, hello. This is awkward. Gosh, look at the mangoes.
Well, fuck me.
Hello there.
Tortuga?
Tortuga.
And then the shooting started. Fidel would later explain what happened in a 5-hour televised speech.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You're like, bro, what is the...
Oh, God, let it go.
We had dinner plans. What's going on? Followed by...
I thought this was a 3-hour speech.
No. Nice.
Quote, everyone played his assigned parts. It was better than a movie. Morgan was standing right beside him, proud and smiling, and Fidel called him a Cuban. Morgan called Fidel his faithful friend.
My faithful friend.
Okay, all right. Yeah, look at that. So then there was another guy in the circus? All right, I've got like really important business to get to. No, I mean, I've had a couple beers, but I just love like catching up, dude. All right, man, look, thanks for all the information. Dude, did I ever tell you about the time when I rode in a sidecar on a motorbike? He's a clown, man. He's such a downer to the guy. I can move him out of the room with my eyes. I understand he's a bit of a rambler. Allow me the privilege.
So Hoover is fucking pissed. And he has Morgan's U.S. citizenship stripped.
Well, but would you give a fuck?
Well, if you're
At that point?
if you're Hoover, yeah, you
You would, but if you're Morgan, you're like, all right, cool, yeah. How about I live in the land where I'm a king? Okay. I can't go to Miami? Oh, damn. Fort Lauderdale's off limits? Shit. You're telling me I can't go back to Orlando?
Well, he did want to move back to Toledo with his wife, so he was upset that he lost.
I mean, it's the
citizenship.
greatest city. Who wouldn't want to go leave the Cuban kingship to go to Toledo? Sure, in Cuba I'm a king, but I could bag groceries in Toledo for a living.
People were booing. You realize that's just an indictment of you.
Fuck them! That's one thing I love about the Midwest. I mean, like in Wisconsin, you'd be like, I'm from Milwaukee. People in Madison would be like, so you're a fucking idiot? You're like, the same state.
Like 2 hours apart.
Wisconsin, Illinois, you'd be like, Illinois, should we kill him? You'd be like, let's let him live. He seems fine. Similar values, I'd say. Bullshit, traitor. He works for Castro.
Well, he did try to. At first, he was like, "I'm going to fight for my citizenship back because they legally they couldn't take it away because you have to be a paid soldier of another government's army. You could be a mercenary.
Can you imagine this story now? It would end so much earlier with this dude in jail, and we'd be like, whatever happened to Morgan? We jailed him 20 years ago, and now he's rotting and maybe dead.
He's on Guantanamo.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
He eventually, like a month later, the Cuban government put out a press release that just said he is going to become a Cuban citizen. And a couple of days later, he was like, yep, I'm going to become a Cuban citizen.
100% the move.
So that's what happened. They made him a Cuban citizen.
Yeah.
So Trujillo put out a $500,000 bounty on Morgan's head.
Wow.
Because of the betrayal. So good. The press reported he was a hero and a legend in Cuba. He's still against communism.
It's kind of strange.
Quote, communism breeds on ignorance and poverty, and the first thing that the revolution is doing is creating schools and creating jobs and creating homes and giving people land in which they can increase their income.
Wait.
That's
sorry. And what is it? Does someone take the mic from him halfway through? Communism is doing to everybody's loving it.
No, it's not communism right now. He's just saying it's not communism.
Right. Oh, okay, right.
They're still discussing what they're going to become.
They're high. Okay, gotcha.
And he's saying, look, they're creating jobs and stuff. Like this is what we do. It's
right,
fine.
Yeah, it's going well.
So Olga has a daughter. Morgan says he doesn't. So this, I got two different versions of this. Morgan says he doesn't want a government position. Instead, he did what anyone else would do at this point, being a hero, and he started bullfrog farms.
Yep, for sure. Yeah.
It's the natural transition.
Yeah, no, okay. So obviously he did, yeah, okay. Next part of the story, we're ready. Yeah, he obviously, he knew what he won as far as that goes, and then so he opened a farm of bullfrogs.
Yep.
No problem there.
So the different versions is that Fidel like put him there as like, you know, because he was one of the Escambray rebels, like
sure, but I would
put it like put him at a distance.
We need you to lead the army of bullfrogs, sir. I take this job very seriously, but I still think you would just be like, I mean, at that point you'd be like, yeah, for sure. I'm just so down to retire.
Well, that's the thing. That's the other version.
We need you to watch the cabbage. Yes, sir. I take this job seriously.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it was. The bullfrogs farms are a huge success. They help 2,000 rural people with jobs and they provide food.
Right, okay. So, as long as we keep an eye on the Tortuga rebels.
On July 31st, 1960, they had another daughter.
That baby is so fat.
There's a lot going on in this picture. We're all giving it a real look over, aren't we? The baby's like, found that, I want back in. Shut up. Yeah, the other baby's like, cameras? Yeah, that's a good little family, though. Yeah.
He wanted to be a better father to these kids because he had,
because he was the worst father ever to the other one? The bar's pretty low. I'm going to be a better father to these children than the one that I totally abandoned as soon as it was born.
Ones,
right. Yeah, ones, right.
He had one with the Japanese woman. He had two other ones with the woman in Florida, the snake handler.
Right, yeah, right.
So
shouldn't have handled it.
So he's like, I should be a really good dad to these ones.
I'm gonna be really good. I'm gonna stick around until they're one and take off, and I'll be so much better than I was with the other ones.
So he's working on his bullfrog farms. He's a family man. He's very happy and secure. But he was getting more and more uncomfortable with the new Cuban regime.
Okay.
Raul Castro is in charge of the military.
The mustache flank is fighting a war with my upper lip. They've invaded.
It will grow.
Che Guevara is in charge of the National Bank, which he's trying to nationalize. Quote, on October 19th, Huber Matos, a heralded rebel commander, resigned from the government, protesting the growing influence of communists. In a letter to Fidel Castro, he wrote, "Please, in the names of our fallen comrades, of our mothers, of all the people, Fidel, do not bury the revolution." 2 days later, he was arrested
Nice.
and sentenced to 20 years in prison.
Jeez.
Now, the White House is starting to plot toppling Fidel with a plan that is really similar to Trujillo's plan to take out Fidel.
Okay.
And the CIA is plotting assassinations, and they're recruiting mobsters to do them.
Sure.
Crazy ideas like, quote, blowing Castro's head off with an exploding cigar.
What the fuck? They're like, we're gonna Marx Brothers him.
Yeah, that came from the clown idea.
Oh, the clown? Right.
Yeah, what would a clown bouncer do?
You shake his hand, it goes bzzz, then you give him the cigar. It'll be perfect.
Jabbing him with a poison-filled paper-bait pen, and contaminating a diving suit with tuberculosis germs.
Well, what do you say we go diving, Am I the only one who's got the suit cough? Got a bit of scuba throat?
Hey, Frank.
Yeah.
Did we forget about guns?
Well, I mean, we want to use guns, but it's pretty obvious. I think slowly killing him with tuberculosis and a scuba suit would be pretty good.
Because it'll take a while for him to...
Yeah, of course. But we also might put Giardia on his boat. That'll be a good one, too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Smallpox on his blankets. We've got a history.
Oh, my God, that worked.
We've got a history.
That worked.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also, obviously...
I got an idea.
Yeah.
He trips, he falls into a guillotine, he accidentally hits the rope.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Put a banana in front of it.
That's nice. Scooby-Doo him. I love
So
that.
he comes out of his house in the morning, there's a bunch of banana peels and then a guillotine.
Yeah. Or what if we just punched his head off?
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. Or
Yeah?
we just tickle him.
Do what?
I don't know. I'm just 3 kids in a trench coat.
Yeah. Shit. Why the fuck have I been talking to you about this for an hour?
Maybe we go poopy in him. Think about it. Yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Let's get beer.
No. Tortuga?
Oh, no.
No. Morgan's...
Maybe we have him have sex with a dry AP. And then he gets stuck in it, as I have many times during coitus. You know, when you need to call the janitor in to help you and he just kind of squirts some lube on it. We've all been there.
No.
Yeah, when you dry the wife. DT dubs.
When I fuck, I just hear a scratching sound.
Yeah.
Write a song about that.
Everybody'd be hipping and hopping to it.
So Morgan's relationship with Fidel is faded. It's getting bad.
Sure.
He kicked some communists off his farm when they tried to have a meeting there.
Okay.
A friend warned him that he was talking too much. And they had live-in bodyguards, but Olga started to think they were government spies. And
That's so easy to like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she wanted them gone, but Morgan didn't want it to appear he was disloyal.
Oof.
So he just kept farming his frogs.
Yeah, these are pretty good ones, right? I don't know. What constitutes a good one? They're frogs. I like this guy's. Like, these are pretty good, but they're not up to the standard we normally have.
We're gonna have to throw this one back. It's too slimy.
Okay, they all seem slimy.
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
Yeah.
You're the guy who knows?
No,
What do you mean, no?
they made me the frog inspector, but I gotta be honest, this is the first frog.
Well, they all look the same. I mean, some are big.
Yeah, but you can pick them out and like smell them and
Smell them?
and you just rub your finger on them like I'm doing here. You see how slimy they are.
Yeah, they're all really slimy.
And then if they're too slimy, you throw
What do you mean too slimy?
them back.
Okay, they're all really slimy.
Yeah, frogs are pretty wet.
I don't know if you should be wearing a lab coat.
I got this at the shop.
What?
There's this scientist shop that sells science gear.
Should I still dress like a rebel? Is that a weird idea?
I feel like you're a farmer, so you should probably be in farming clothes.
Right. Sure.
Anyway, I think I should poke their eyes now.
Yeah, sure. All right. Here's a good batch, I guess.
This is a good batch of frogs.
It's the same one from before. I was testing you.
Well, they got less slimy when you put them back
Stop with
in.
the slime caliper.
Let's see them hop.
It's just.
What are we doing? Are you racing them? What are you doing with these?
I don't know. I'm just kind of growing them and cultivating them. I just keep picking them up and doing bicep curls. I don't know. My wife's furious. I think our bodyguards are spying on us. I've been a terrible father. I'm trying to raise these 2 children.
These aren't children. These are frogs.
No, not these, you asshole. I have actual kids.
I don't know what's happening.
I know you don't. I don't expect you to know the inner workings of my personal life, but I'm just
I
saying.
mean, honestly, you're a soldier holding 2 frogs. It's
I'm holding 4 frogs, asshole.
All right.
There's 2 in these pockets.
Okay. Well, they look very square, like
They are
cigarettes.
square frogs. That's why I didn't bring them out.
Those ones I want to inspect.
They're tortugas, dumbass. You don't even know what frogs are. God damn it. I can't believe I'm saying this. I miss Orlando.
Well, now I feel bad that I waxed my hair for you.
Is it just me, or am I starting to look like Fidel Castro?
Can we please just get different belts? I'm begging you. So,
He heard that a rebel friend had been arrested, one of the Escambray, for anti-regime stuff. So Morgan races to the prison and demands his release. And he points at his military, star or whatever, and says, "I'm a commandante," and so they release him.
Okay.
But now Morgan's in some shit.
Right. For doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he considers applying for asylum and getting the fuck out with his family. But he doesn't know what country they go to because he's no longer American. So he doesn't know how long he's going to last at this point. On October 19th, he was called to a meeting and he was arrested. So Olga was right. The bodyguards were spies.
Right.
And he was interrogated, but said he would only talk to Fidel. And he spends a month in solitary.
Wow.
He gets very sick. He would regularly find ground up glass in his food.
Ugh.
But that's just a seasoning.
Yeah, right, for sure. That's prison salt.
Yeah, prison salt. Manoyo and 12 others are planning a rebellion and they flee to America. Olga was put under house arrest. She and the kids hardly had any food or water. She's allowed to visit Morgan October 31st, and he says, "Get out, go to my..."
Happy Halloween. What are you going to be this year?
A Tortuga.
What are the kids going to be?
Little Tortugas.
Oh, man. Awesome. They're putting glass in my food. Trick.
What? Okay. Treat. Okay. All right, and I'm going to go because this is getting a little Midnight Express.
Moo.
So he tells her, flee to America and go to my parents. That night, she crushes sleeping pills into hot chocolate and gives it to the guards, who are clearly fucking idiots.
The fucking greatest.
And they drink it and fall asleep.
I suppose we could do another hot cocoa? Sure. I'll tell you though, I am pooped. I really. Those marshmallows are a little crunchy, are they not? I like that it made you yawn.
Yeah. Did. So she runs to the Brazilian embassy with the kids, and they give her refuge. On March 9th, 1961, Morgan has a military trial with 11 others, charged with treason and conspiracy. Olga is put on trial in absentia. And the head of Cuban counterintelligence claimed Morgan, quote, had been a longtime American intelligence operative who in 1960 had attempted to organize for the CIA a band of counter-revolutionaries in Escambray. So he's now being accused of being a triple agent, essentially.
Right, yeah.
A fellow prisoner, quote, not even the most zealous of the young rebels believed that Fidel Castro would shoot these two men who had played such a big role in the Cuban Revolution. So they're talking about the guy who broke out of prison also.
Right.
Morgan said at the trial, I have defended this revolution because I believed in it. If I am found guilty, I will walk to the execution wall with no escort, with moral strength, and with a clear conscience. Most of the defendants got 30 years. Morgan and his buddy got death.
Shit.
He's not allowed to speak to Olga or his mother. He did write them long letters. His mom is in a panic. She tries to save him. She calls the FBI and the White House.
Oh, yeah. They're like, oh, yeah, we're right on top of that mess. Top priority.
They said...
Hold on, we'll call him right now. Yeah, they said no, so... Damn, tried too. Okie dokie.
They said, quote, we fully understand and deeply sympathize with your anxiety for your son, and then did nothing.
Yeah.
Olga and a small group planned to break Morgan out of prison, but the plot was discovered
They
and
got
foiled.
bigger guards.
She took refuge in a safe house in Santa Clara, and on March 11th, Morgan was brought in front of a firing squad.
No fucking way.
The commander told them to kneel and beg for your life, and Morgan refused, so they shot both his knees.
Fuck.
Well, now I can't kneel. What the fuck were you thinking?
Well, now your only option is to kneel. You're like, not by choice.
So his death was apparently very brutal.
Fuck.
On March 12th, Olga was arrested. She did not know Morgan was dead. It's the next day. Until a soldier called her William Morgan's widow. Don't go in there. That's for Morgan Williams' widow. No.
Well, that guy probably wasn't supposed, even then, they were probably like, dumbass.
Yeah, they probably didn't mean to.
Right.
But yeah. She was taken to a prison and beaten.
Jesus Christ.
A month later, new U.S. President JFK enacted Eisenhower's plan, but moved it to the Bay of Pigs.
Yeah, right.
It went really well, pretty much like Trujillo's plan went. And now the two countries are the closest of allies. Fidel announced, so all the while Fidel was going and talking to the U.S., saying he's not a communist, he was also meeting with the Soviet Union the whole time.
Right.
He announced Cuba was officially a socialist country. He tightened his grip on power. Manoyo tried to overthrow Fidel, but he was caught and imprisoned. Olga spent a decade in prison, refusing to go to rehabilitation classes on communism.
For fuck's sake.
She was tortured, beaten, and kept in solitary confinement. Her daughters were raised by her parents in Cuba and were told by teachers that their parents were traitors. Morgan's mom campaigned to have Olga released, even though they never met. And in 1971, she was released early and tried to get her family back together. In 1980, she got to the U.S. by boat and told immigration officials who she was and flew to Toledo. Loretta said, quote, I can see why my son loved you so.
Now you like Toledo, don't you fuckers? Oh, it's the place of reunions. It's so nice.
Declassified U.S. documents show that William Morgan was never a CIA operative. Yeah.
Shocker.
Shocker.
Seemed like he was the whole time.
Yeah. Sources for this: The Yankee Comandante by David Gran and The Americano Fighting with Castro for Cuba's Freedom by Aaron Shetterly.
And sorry, I have to look up the person who did
Research.
the research.
Gareth Reynolds. This is how we do it.
Charlotte George did the research on that. She's in Australia.
Yeah, that's right. We hung out.
She's going to have a film coming out soon, which I'll tell you about. She's a director and a screenwriter. And she just sent me a new script that is going to be fucking juicy.
We're doing it in Toledo. Controversy.
The hate between your two cities. Is it not time to fight?
Have you learned nothing from this story? We're stronger together.
Kill them.
No, Dave!
It is time to kill Toledoans. And if there are any people from Toledo in this room, tonight we rampage in Cleveland.
We will live like kings in Cleveland. Yeah, I mean, that is so... There's like so much shit that you like in that story, and then there's so... What? Fuck yeah. Oh, man. That's like me cosplay. G.I. Gary. It's... What's crazy is that, like... You know, every system is just so wrought with enormous problems. Like, even when you romanticize, like, rebel factions and like that, you see Castro gets into power and obviously becomes brutal in his own way.
Well, I think, you know, as you get old, like, okay, so take Venezuela. If Venezuela had actually taken all the property and all the oil wells and everything from all of the rich people, they'd be far better off. But they didn't. They like let some of them stay, and I think Fidel Castro is the only one who was like, nah, just fuck them all. And also Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong was like, let's kill the landlords. Because if you don't,
You don't get your security deposit back. Remember that.
But if you don't, they will undermine you.
Right.
So, you know, it's one of those things it's what capitalists do. They come into power and they kill all the fucking leftists. Like, it's what the two sides do, right?
Yeah, I definitely think, like, our system is so fucking horrendous. And
America?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm the one who said we freed the Iraqis. But it is, like, you do see that there is, you know, change is not even possible within our system as it is currently constructed, as far as like voting change in and shit like that. Like, that does not happen. But even then, like, obviously, so what is the right system?
I don't know.
I mean, the problem is every system capitalist corruption enters it.
Well, I think this system is the worst because we're destroying.
This is the worst one because we're like,
the planet.
hey, come on. Well, and also, I mean, it is just like, it's the video game of who gets the most money wins.
Yeah, it's very. But you know, there's a old video of Castro from like, I want to say it's 91 or something. And he's just like, yeah, capitalism is destroying the planet. Like, we have to learn to live within the system of the earth. And you're like, yeah, no, he's right. But that's not a capitalist thought. A capitalist thought was like, how can we make money off of destroying the planet? How can we make money fixing it? Like, it's just like, why not just fix it?
It's constant expansion.
Yeah, you always have to expand. Personally, I think, you know, socialism or communism would be better.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, not without problems, but still like a much better, a way to live in at least some sort of egalitarian.
Yeah, so it's just like, how long are we going to fuck over the poor, I guess?
In this country for fucking ever. I mean, in this country now, it is just like we, for the most part, vilify it, which is ludicrous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, anytime something, you know, they rise up because they're getting brutalized. Like,
well, I mean, the amount of like people who I thought were sane who will be like, "Oh, you got to do something about the homeless encampments," and you're like, "Yeah, my solution is far different than like move them, hide them. We have the Olympics coming."
I mean, the fucking, I mean, just go on the Los Angeles subreddit and just read all of the fucking posts about homeless people. It is insane.
Nuts.
They want to move them to the desert and put them in camps.
Yeah.
They're like, you guys, that's been done. That's been done, guys. It doesn't work out very well. So, and if you try to engage, be like, this is a systematic problem. They're like, I don't care. I just don't want to see him.
Yeah.
I'm scared to walk down the street. And you watch it all. You watch this is how it all plays out. We got to take care of people. Like that's the bottom fucking line.
No, there is simply. And there's no empathy stimulus.
No, there's no there's no lobbying firm that works for homeless
No, it's
people.
all money, but yeah, so it is totally fucked. Which is why, I mean, yeah, you do, yeah. It's just that this dude died under communist Castro.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's one of those things. Like a guy comes into power, and that guy
It's different when you
sees
get
a threat, which is the other rebels, and he's like, I got to take them out.
yeah,
Like,
to preserve the system that, right.
they were capitalists, and if Che Guevara and Raul Castro are like, yeah, you got to get rid of the capitalists. Like they're capitalists. That's just how it works. They're two competing forces. They're always going to want to kill each other.
Fucking A. I think it's better to go to the jungle. Which we don't have a lot of anymore.
Jungles?
Yeah.
Well, we got to get rid of those. Just burn them.
Yeah, it's fine.
There's so much firewood that could be had from the Amazon.
No, it's great for sure. It's
Yeah.
great because it's to grow soybeans, it's better.
The thing about the Amazon, if you cut down a big part of it, you can grow stuff.
Well, what I like is that we treat the company Amazon better than the Amazon. I've always found that to be really smart. Yeah. People are like, they're fucking with Amazon. They're like, Bezos? They're like, no, the place that creates all the water for the planet. They're like, well, they don't do Prime, so that's not picking. That's fine. Yeah, just what a fucking depressing ending.
Yeah,
I mean, you hate to see a ginger go down like that, right?
great ginger stories.
I think when you look back, it really was gingers who were at every precipice of revolution and change. The only thing they can't beat is that damn sun. That burning star just
Thank God.
gets you. It really gets you.
Yeah.
Once or twice a year, you wear a tank top out like a normal human and it's bacon time.
Did you say tank top like a normal human?
Yeah. Midriff, something like that. You know what I mean? You go out.
You say tank
watch
top.
you get the car.
Normal humans.
Yeah. Like we're just like, we're like every other regular man. We wear a midriff tank top and we're washing the car in the fucking driveway. Soaping it up, lathering the jorts, getting it fucking, done. A lot of times I don't even use a sponge. I treat myself as the human sponge. I dunk myself in the bucket and roll around the car for a little while. Slow-mo style. Put on a little fucking Van Halen, you know what I mean? See if I can rip those shorts the old-fashioned way.
Do you have any friends?
No, I thought I had you, but that question tells me you're taking yourself out of the equation. It's tough. All right, buddy. So let's just run through the cliff notes. USA best.
Capitalism awesome.
Capitalism great. We live in a van.
You're all gonna end up living